What's up, guys? Basketball's finest. First video on the channel. I'm going to be doing a lot of breaking down teams, player rankings, all that good stuff. But today, first, I wanted to break down the Houston Rockets. And just an overview of their team. I mean, they have a phenomenal young core. You look at Jalen Green, Alperen Sengun, Jabari Smith Jr., Amen Thompson, and then they bring in veterans like Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks, Ime Udoka at head coach. I really like what they're building there. I couldn't say the same maybe 2 years ago, but I really like the way that this rebuild has developed. I like the development of Alperen Sengun a lot, becoming a playmaker out of the post, scoring out of the post, becoming something a lot of scouts and people didn't think he would become out of the draft. Now, something I find very interesting in this Houston Rockets team is its young depth. I mean, you can go down the list. You got Jalen Green at the top, averaged 22, 4 and 4 last season on decent shooting splits. You have Jabari Smith Jr., who was the second pick last year in the draft. Alperen Sengun, a young center. You have Tari Eason, Amen Thompson, Cam Whitmore, Kevin Porter Jr., Jae'Sean Tate. I mean, you could just go down the list, and there's more young players that are just waiting their turn to get minutes on this team, which is unlike any other team in the NBA. And then when you bring in veterans like Dylan Brooks, Fred VanVleet on a big contract, which I think was an overpay, but if they wanted to bring in the young veteran leadership, and they had to do what they had to do, so they gave him the money. But I think this is a very solid young team and a very slept-on young team. I would be looking at them to win anywhere from 35 to 40 games next season. And I think that might be higher than what some people think, but I really believe in this young team. It just depends on if it all comes together because the talent is there. It's obvious the talent is there. Fred VanVleet's going to give you 20. Jalen Green will get you 20. I think Jabari Smith will make the jump from 13 points per game towards that 20-point per game range. He looked very good in the Summer League this year. Had 31 points in the Summer League game and a game-winning shot. We all saw that. It looked amazing. Alperen Sengun, I'll look for him to up his workload. He's got 15, 9, and 4 last season. I expect that assist number to come up with the amount of shot makers that he has around him. Because last year, he'd be passing the ball and the shots weren't falling. He maybe didn't have the playmakers around him to get those assist numbers up. I think with a very improved roster, his assist number is going to go up. Tari Eason's going to play valuable minutes off the bench. He looked great last year. I expect Kevin Porter Jr. to get buckets off the bench at the back of one position. And Amen Thompson, I'm really excited for his rookie season. You know, being the 4th overall pick, he was just outside of that top 3 range that we were looking at there. Victor, Scoot, and Brandon Miller. And looked at as kind of like the 4th, the next tier of player. But I look for him to kind of step up off the bench to start off his career. But I think he'll find his way into that starting role eventually. And I'm just really excited for this Houston Rockets team. It's a very hit or miss team, I believe. I think they could go win 40, 45 games, and it wouldn't shock me one bit, but it also wouldn't shock me one bit if they won 29 games, It's a very inconsistent team, but I'm liking the upside of this team a lot, and I think that this team's going to go places. I expect to play Enver for them this year, but for the future, it's just going to be getting better and better. And I'd expect really big things out of this team come 2025, 2026.